Hey, this is Yazuki Wolf, and yesterday I went and played D&D with my monthly group, and I just gotta take a minute to kind of rant about this, because there's something wrong with the rules for the BeastMaster. Now, I am not super experienced with 5th edition yet. I used to play a lot of 2nd edition, and I should probably specify that I've been playing D&D for years, but I haven't been playing the by the books D&D. I've been a homebrew DM and I've done a lot of my own stuff, so I'm still kind of new to kind of joining a group of people that generally play by the vanilla rule set. But I just gotta point out, there's something wrong with this Beastmaster thing. You know, I leveled up my ranger and I was given the choice of a Beastmaster or a hunter, right? And I had already learned to speak with animals because I was trying to roleplay my character as sort of a nature, one with nature type of character that's out there, like communing with the animals and stuff. And this is what really sets D&D and tabletop RPGs in general apart for me, in terms apart from like video games, because you're not following a set kind of parameter about what you can and cannot do in any scenario. What really sets them apart, and what really hooked me on playing like paper RPGs or tabletop RPGs, that depends, I don't know what you call it in your neck of the woods, but over in Japan we call them TRPGs, tabletop RPGs, I don't know. But what really hooked me into these types of games was that you just imagined a scenario and then you role-played a character in that scenario and you think what you would do in that scenario, and there's just the immersiveness of being in that situation, right? And so I'm imagining it, you know, I'm playing Skyrim a lot on PC, and Skyrim VR actually. But anyways, I'm playing Skyrim a lot recently, and I had a pet named Miko. Unfortunately, he was killed by a Dragger Lord recently, so God rest his soul. But while he was alive, he would go out and he would attack my enemies, and while he was attacking, I would stand back with my bow and arrow, and I would shoot. So I was thinking, oh, okay, that's awesome. That's the kind of archer I want to be. I want to have a wolf. I'm going to have this wolf next to me. I'm going to come up to an enemy. I'm going to go, sick him, boy. And my wolf's going to run out there, charge, and bring him down, you know, like Game of Thrones style, right? And I'm going to be there in the back supporting him and like shooting and stuff, right? And that's what I thought was going to happen. But no, that's not what the rules allow you to do. Let's take a look real quick at what the actual rules are for Beastmaster. Right, so here we are, Beastmaster. It says, you get a companion at 3rd level, and the beast accompanies you. It's been trained to fight alongside you. Right? So this is a trained animal. It's not like a war in Game of Thrones where you're like mentally controlling the beast or anything. It is a trained animal fighting with you, right? A trained animal. Keep that in mind. And you choose your beast. I chose a wolf, but we'll go past that area. You add your AC, so it makes it a little bit stronger, and you add not your AC, it adds your proficiency bonus, so it makes it a little stronger and whatnot. But that's not the point that I have issue with. The issue I have is here where it says, the beast obeys your commands as best as it can. Now keep this in mind, because you're going to find out that this is the stupidest animal ever. We'll get to that in a second, but let's keep going. So it takes turn on your initiative, though it doesn't take an action unless you command it to. So it does not do anything unless you tell it to, right? On your turn, you can verbally command the beast where to move, so that doesn't require any action from you. Or you can basically forfeit your action in order to tell it, wait, here we are. You can use your action. So basically you're forfeiting your action to verbally command it to take the attack, dash, disengage, dodge, or help action, right? And it says once you have the extra attack feature, you can make one weapon attack yourself when you command the beast to take their action. So in this case, if you get an extra attack instead of taking 2 attacks yourself, apparently you could have the animal do 1 attack and you do the other attack, which makes it a little bit better. But keep in mind that I do not have this at level 3. This is something in the future that maybe can make things remedy things a little bit. But let's take a look at what this rule set is like for level 3. Alright, so now let's just take a minute to imagine this scenario, because for me, what really makes D&D stand apart is that you are in a role-playing scenario. You're role-playing. It's the roots of role-playing. It's not about just kind of following parameters of a video game. You're in a scenario that you can role-play. So let's take these rules and let's imagine this scenario, and we're going to play through it as if you're immersed into this role-playing scenario, but we're going to play by the rules. We're going to enact the rules of the handbook that I just read to you. We're going to enact the rules of the Beastmaster that I just read to you. So you're here with your wolf, right? My character had a wolf because I wanted to have a wolf as my Beastmaster, and I wanted to be all like Game of Thrones style, like just having the wolf run in there and like tackle my targets and whatnot. And so let's say that we have this goblin camp, right? And we have some goblins on the right and some goblins on the left. And my friends are on the left being surrounded by goblins. I want to help them, but I got to take care of the goblin on the right. So I command my wolf, okay, Wolfie, go, get that goblin on the right. So the wolf charges forward, jumps to attack the goblin, but he misses, all right? But I wasn't thinking about him missing. I was just thinking, okay, he's going to attack those guys because this is me role-playing, right? He's attacking those guys. I'm going to go help my friends. So I start shooting arrows to try to like give my friends some support fire. And I look back, and my wolf, he jumped to attack the goblin, and he missed. And ever since then, he's just been sitting there in front of the goblin. And the goblin's like actually engaged in combat and is ready to attack him. But my wolf is like, he's not even thinking to attack the goblin anymore. He's like completely just, that's not even a consideration anymore. Now he's just looking back at me like, what do you want me to do? I tried to attack the goblin, but I missed. What should I do now? You know, he's not obviously saying this because this is a wolf. But this is what's going on in the head of my wolf, right? As he's looking back at me. His trainer, someone who's trained him and who he has been trained to fight with, right? And I have to be like, oh, okay, whatever. So I stopped shooting. I put the arrow away. I turn over toward my wolf, and I say, hey, Wolfie, okay, the goblin I just told you to attack like 30 seconds ago, right? Attack him again, okay? All right, you got that? Okay, cool. And then I turn back and I start shooting again, and the goblin attacks again. Let's say that he actually hits the goblin. I'm sorry, the wolf attacks the goblin, and say he actually bites him, but it doesn't do a lot of damage. It was a low roll or whatever. So the goblin's still alive, still fine. The goblin starts fighting back, and they're engaged in combat, the two of them, right? And I look back and I see, wait a minute. So it looks like my wolf, he attacked the goblin, but now he stopped again, you know, and the goblin's actually fighting him, and the goblin's actually like really trying to kill my wolf, and my wolf is sitting there not doing anything. And you know, the next round comes, and the goblin actually stabs my wolf in the leg, and I'm kind of over here like trying to help my friends out. I'm shooting the arrows, and I'm like, what the hell, wolf, do something. So I'm like, okay, fine, okay, take my arrow, put it back down. All right, Wolfie, all right. The goblin I told you to attack 20 seconds ago. The one I told you to attack twice already? You know, the goblin that stabbed you in the leg and is trying to kill you currently? It's okay to attack him. Come on, go, yes, attack the goblin. Very, very good. Okay, good boy. And then I turn back and I'm like, okay, stupid dog. And I start shooting my arrows again. This is not a reasonable rule. I'm sorry. So I think that in the later versions of D&D, maybe they've been losing sight of what makes D&D special, and they're kind of like making these rule sets from the standpoint of a video game, basically. But this is the thing, D&D, at least from playing it back in the day when I played, what was special about it wasn't that it was a simulation of a video game. We already had video games for that. D&D is special in that it allows you to role play a fantasy scenario and actually be in that scenario and imagine what you would do in that scenario. And these rules are total immersive breaking rules. I mean, don't even get started on how bad they are just in terms of like min-maxing about if a hunter is better than a Beastmaster and like how unviable, how viable the Beastmaster is or not viable the Beastmaster is. Don't even get me started on that area. But just in terms of immersive role-playing experiences, this is bad role-playing. It makes sense maybe if you were a warg, like in the Game of Thrones series, where you actually have to take your consciousness and put it into the consciousness of something else and then control it. But we're not talking about a magic user per se. We're just talking about a ranger, and it said trained, right? So this is your trained beast, a beast that's been trained to help you. So a simple scenario to compare it to, in my opinion, would be police officers with trained attack dogs. They don't tell the dog to attack and then tell it to attack again. The moment they say, attack, the dog is trained to take that signal to then try to take out that target. So it seems to me like this is a very simple fix for this rule. All you gotta do is, instead of making it that you have to forfeit an action to tell the dog to attack, make it that you forfeit an action in order to specify a target for the dog or the beast, as it were. So it makes sense, right? I have to say, hey, wolf, that's my target, attack. Okay, that makes sense. I'm not attacking at that point. I'm not using any actions. I'm using my action to command my dog. But now that the dog has a command, he should follow through with that command. He is trained that once he has a target, he's supposed to bring that target down or kill it, depending on how you trained it. So he doesn't need any more commands after that. He already knows what he's doing. Now, if the wolf's in trouble and it looks like he's going to die, then maybe I might have to lose my action again and turn to face the wolf and say, Wolfie, you're in trouble, you're going to die, disengage, get away, or like be more defensive, stop attacking. You know, that makes sense to kind of take a pause to make those actions, but not each and every attack. So it seems very simple to me. You lose your action in order to initiate a command, but once that command is initiated, he will continue following that command until instructed otherwise. So when he has a target, he'll keep attacking that target unless you tell him to stop attacking, or unless you tell him to disengage or to do something else. That seems super simple to me, and it seems like it would help make this a lot more balanced, but and a lot more immersive. That's my main point. But I don't know, let me know what you think. Go ahead, and if you have counter thoughts or if you agree with me, go ahead and put that in the comments. I'll probably make some more videos about this as I continue to start getting into D&D 5th edition. But until next time, live boldly and be creative.